Here's the second part of the mental, which I call visualization and trigger. It's two different things, but they are related. Visualization will help you to build your perfect shot. Mentally, it will be the best arrow you can shoot. And the trigger, it's the starter of your shooting. It's before starting your cycle form, your cycle shoot. You will do that. It will create an anchor, a trigger that say to your body and your mind, you're about to shoot an arrow. Hey, Therese. So before we talked off that you had very huge experience in shooting clay, especially more accurately, you went to the Olympics and ranked quite high. So when we talked about visualization, you told me that you were using this in the shooting clays. It's very interesting because it's also part of the mental game in archery. Can you explain me the transfer you did when you moved from shooting clays to archery?
Yeah, well, I used a lot of visualization, especially as a junior. I often pictured myself on the line or from the shooting targets of the targets, how to do it. So I really tried to do that with archery also, like how to grab the bow and anchor and how it's supposed to feel when I'm releasing.
Okay, and when you were doing that, were you seeing yourself as the coach see you? Were you in yourself?
More in myself, because that's sort of what I've noticed works best for me. Yeah, from shooting experience. But I could also have like a bird's eye or bird's perspective if I want to do that.
Interesting. So here is the visualization. So you were seeing your cycle, and in archery you transferred this in a good way, actually. And we talked about also a trigger, an anchor, something you do before the proper shooting. And you had a funny one in the shooting place.
Yeah.
Can you tell me?
I often, before I step off on the station, I was singing on a song. Could be a different one from round to round or competition to competition, but I always had something in my head to sort of reflected what mode I was in.
Very interesting.
Okay, so how do we do this? How do we do like visualization?
So the point of visualization is to see yourself, to mentally visualize yourself doing an arrow, shooting an arrow. So either you can go in the relaxation mode, but the point is mentally to figure out to do the arrow. Either you can be in yourself, or from the bird perspective, as you said, or from the coach perspective. The goal is to be able to see you doing an arrow. So to do that, there's different steps. The point is to do it over and over and over to make it more accurate mentally. So to have a kickstart, you can try to relax and just close your eyes and imagine a shot. You can also watch a video of you, record yourself and watch a video of you. See, it could give you a kickstart to start visualizing yourself.
And perhaps like after looking at that video, perhaps you just close your eyes and then
redo the video.
Yeah,
exactly.
in your head.
Yeah.
And that's visualization.
It is actually it is visualization.
Because I find it for me it's kind of easy to visualize because I've been working really hard with it for a long time. Because it takes time to know how to do it. But that's a really good startup to getting to the right mode, I would say.
Yeah, it helps you to prepare yourself for you to perform your best, to do your best. So it's very interesting also to have a way of doing it and to practicing it. If you notice that you do great shot when you visualize yourself inside you with your own eyes, it's interesting to use this kind of visualization on the field and prepare you to use that. If you see yourself from a bird perspective and you're doing a bad shot, then you should definitely not use that on the shooting line. It's totally forbidden. So it's something you need to work on, to practice over and over and over.
And only or try to focus on the good shots.
Exactly.
And really enhance them in your own mind.
Exactly. The point is in your head, your whole world record, and you shoot 720. It needs to be that. You need to orientate your mind on the good thing.
Yeah, definitely. Good. Thank you. So, how do I start with triggers?
So usually with my students, I like to implement the trigger with the visualization. So I ask them to go in a relaxation mode where they see the good shot over and over. And I ask them to implement one gesture, one thing that belongs to them, that is theirs, before the shooting cycle. So they put the arrow, and before putting the hand in the grip, grabbing the string and so on, when they visualize, I ask them to do something that belongs only to them and to the shot. So it's a very accurate gesture that they will need to do over and over in visualization and on the shooting line to create a starter.
Should it be like something big or small, like something other people can see, like doing like this, or should it be like...
Doing like this will be hard because we will hold the bow in one hand, so it could be very painful. But actually, we don't really care as long as you don't disturb the other opponent. So if you start dancing lambada, of course it will not be good. Mostly it's a small gesture with the hand. We want to start it with the hand or the facial contact, or it could be anything.
Yeah. So what do you do?
Me, I'm moving my toes, my feet to the toes and the back a couple of times, and I'm moving my chest down.
And you can have like several then.
It's preferable to have one, because when you're out of time in competition, it could happen in the wind. If you have 10 triggers to do before starting your shoot, you will become like a bit maniac. Just for 1 hour. No, one is good. One very important, one very strong is good.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm about to give you some basic exercises for visualization and building up your trigger. The first exercise will be to visualize. So you need to be in a calm and comfortable environment to visualize yourself. Close your eyes. No matter which point of view you have, it's fine. Birds, coach, or archer's eyes. It's totally fine. You need to see one video of you and try to visualize it as much as you can. From that, you introduce the trigger. Once you introduce the trigger in your visualization, then on every single arrows you will shoot, you need to use that trigger before. Good luck.